Hello
Hi
students, my
students,
quick introduction to you.
my quick introduction to you. I have started my YouTube channel just to teach the NCERT syllabus, where I would be covering science, social, and maths for now. And now I'm starting with the class 10 syllabus. First, I've taken science as my first chapter. I know how the importance of science. So first chapter I am taking right now is chemical reaction and equation, and to give you a quick overview of how my teaching would be, I have uh, more like decided to make short videos where I would take 3 to 4 short videos to cover one chapter of NCERT, not clubbing up into one video because it will not be good for understanding. Instead of that, I would be going for 3 to 4 videos where I would be explaining you in detail, and there would be 2 to 3 videos where only the questions which I've asked in NCERT would be covered. So that is my plan for now. If you have any suggestions on improvement, please comment. I would definitely take those comments if I think that would actually help for the learning process. So not to waste time, firstly I'm starting with chapter 1. Chemical reaction and equation. So first we should understand what is the meaning of this chemical reaction and what are these equations. Okay, so first what we would do is not jumping into the question and answers. Instead, for the NCERT learning or wherever, like whatever we learn in our schools, it's very important that it is like the long lasting memory. Though we don't remember exactly, but we should understand the concepts that we cover in our school, which will help us, to reach out or understand the basic things. So, chemical reaction and equation. First of all, we know that chemical reactions do occur in our everyday life. We focus or not. Maybe few are non noticeable, or we don't consciously have a notice on what there is something happening, but we don't notice it. Neither we notice it, nor we differentiate that as chemical reaction. So, what is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction means whenever where it takes place. So whenever a chemical reaction, whenever a chemical change occur, whenever a chemical change, whenever a chemical change occur, chemical reaction has taken place. Chemical reaction has taken place. So chemical reaction is because of the chemical change that is occurring. So because of the chemical change, chemical reaction is taking place. So it is all about that. For example, I will give you few observations where we can conclude that chemical reaction has taken place. For example, there will be few things where we observe that there is change in state. Change in state means it's about the chemical state. For example, it has been changed from solid to liquid, or liquid to gas, or gas to solid. So these state, whenever there is a change in state, that means it is there was this chemical reaction that has taken place. Or we can say that change in color, or something like there is evolution of your gas. So it is basically what I can say, it is like a byproduct. So I will explain you in detail what is byproduct means. So whenever a chemical reaction occurs, if there is a change in state or change in color or evolution of some gas, or if there is change in temperature, temperature. It means there is a chemical reaction that has taken place. So I'll just explain you quickly. So whenever there's a chemical change, then there is a chemical reaction that has taken place. So how do we conclude that there is some chemical reaction that has taken place? Is when there is change in state, change in color, or evolution of a gas, or change in temperature. Okay, these give us the surety that chemical reaction has taken place. So as per NCERT, we would be going with one by one. So 1.1 in the NCERT of chapter 1, it is dealing with chemical equation. So for example, I'll instead of going with the definition, I will just make you understand with some example. So we heard about this magnesium ribbon. So whenever this magnesium ribbon burns with oxygen, it gets converted into magnesium oxide. So magnesium ribbon burns with oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. ಇಂದು ಯಾಕೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So whenever, for example, this is an example, magnesium ribbon burns with oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. So this is the description of a chemical reaction. So what I can say you is, this is the description of a chemical reaction. That is, description means it is given in a sentence. This is basically bit long, I can say. So for the shorter form, of this, we go with something called equation. So equation is nothing but the shorter form of the chemical reaction. So instead of explaining magnesium ribbon burns with oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide, we go with something called equation, where it say magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. So this is called equation. So now in the equation there are two parts. These are called reactants. This is product. Understood? So this is reactant and this is product. So from the name I can understand that because of the reaction that is happening between magnesium and oxygen, I am getting magnesium oxide, which is called as product. So these reactants, magnesium and oxygen, combine through a reaction. So these are reactants and they give magnesium oxide, which is a product. So what are reactants? Reactants are the substances that undergo chemical change. For example, in this equation it is magnesium and oxygen. So what are products? Products are the new substances that are formed during the reaction, which is magnesium oxide. So clear? So we are done with this chemical reaction. Now and to more, to explain you more on this, these two reactants combine with sign plus means, which indicates they are combining and there is some reaction between these two and they are giving, it is giving a magnesium oxide. So these are LHS, left hand side reactants, where it combine and give me the right hand side products, where it is the product. Okay. Now the arrow here points towards the product, shows the direction of the reaction basically. So arrow shows the direction of the reaction. So now just recap on whatever we have learned. First we have started with chemical reaction. So first thing is, whenever a chemical change occur, chemical reaction has taken place, and for the proof that chemical reaction has taken place, it is change in state, change in color, evolution of a gas, change in temperature. So first we started learning about chemical equation. So magnesium ribbon burns with oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. It is the description of your chemical reaction. So instead of giving the detailed description, we go with shorter form of this, which is called as equation. So equation of this is magnesium combines with oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Now these magnesium and oxide, those are called as reactants. The reactants mean substances that undergo chemical change. Here magnesium and oxygen are the ones who undergo chemical change, and the product is magnesium oxide, which is the product when new substance formed magnesium oxide. So I hope now we are good in understanding of the basics of chemical reaction and chemical equation. So see you in the next video, where I will be talking about writing a chemical equation and what is the equation and balanced chemical equations. Thank you.